tell us how to create a trademark.
Awesome. Yeah. So trademarks are very important, mainly for Amazon. So, and I'll get into why. So, what is a trademark? Basically, a trademark is you going to uspto.gov, which is the United States Patent and Trademark Office, and then telling them, hey, I have a keyword or I have a word that I want to basically own. I want to buy it, and I want to buy it for a very specific category. So, for example, you go tell them, I'm selling an electrolyte powder for athletes, and that word is hydrolyte. So I want to be the only person who is allowed to use that word for electrolyte powders for athletes. And so you go to the uspto.gov and you tell them, I want to protect my brand name by doing that. The reason you create that trademark is not only will it allow you to protect your brand name. So for example, no one else can use Nike, because they protected it by trademarking it. No one else can use Adidas because they protected it by trademarking it. And so you want to do that to protect your trademark, but also it gives you perks into brand registry, which we'll talk about, in the next video. With a trademark, it's as simple as going to uspto.gov and you can file for the trademark right away. What you need to do is you need to make sure that word that you want to trademark is not being used. So not just that it's not trademarked, but is not being used at all for that category of product anywhere else. And you can have it being used in a different category. So for example, I can have hydrolyte being used for, let's say, like water bottles. It could be hydrolyte water bottles. That's totally fine. I can still file for a trademark for hydrolyte electrolyte powder because it's a dietary supplement. So it's different categories can have the same trademark.
So it's very important to make sure you select the right category you
absolutely.
want to be in.
Yes, absolutely.
Because just doing it on one category doesn't mean that it's covered for all the other categories.
Exactly. And you can't do one trademark for all the categories, and you can't do one trademark for all the world. So also trademark are very specific to the office where you file it. So when you're filing it in the US, someone in Canada can go and say, okay, I'm selling hydrolyte electrolyte powder, and you can't do anything about it. You have to go and fight it in court. But just because you filed it in the US doesn't mean that you're protected anywhere else in the world. So every market that you want to get into, you want to file a trademark to protect yourself from anyone else using your name.
But what if you are selling this trademarked word in US, but somebody else in Canada is doing the same thing, but you're both selling on Amazon? So will he be only allowed to sell on Amazon Canada, or
yes.
How does that work?
He'll only be allowed to sell on Amazon Canada until you go and you fight it in court, and you might not win. You might, because if you went into market, and also it's not about who's trademarked only, it's also who's first to market. So if I started selling hydrolyte electrolyte powder January 1st, 2015, and then March 2016, someone comes in, he sees, oh, this idiot, he doesn't have a trademark, so I'm gonna go and file that trademark. They won't get it because I was first to market, so I'm technically eligible for the trademark, not that person, unless I sign something saying I'm okay having him have the trademark.
What about when it comes to brand registry? Does it take precedence whoever did it first, or how does that work?
Brand registry, all brand registry does is, and we'll get that in the next video, but basically brand registry will look at that trademark, look at what category it's in, then look at your product that you're applying for brand registry, say, is that trademark word on the product where visibly seen, and does the product match the category that's applied to? If it is, they grant you brand registry.
Perfect.
Awesome.